Hello everyone, and welcome back to the adventures of Squirrel Clan, the Forest of Squirrels. Which, honestly, we're not focusing on the squirrels, never fear, we are indeed focusing on the fantastic felines of Squirrel Clan as we step back into their story once again. And never fear, my friends, I just got very busy yesterday. I have been so inspired by the beautiful fan art in our Patreon Discord, by how excited you guys are, by seeing how you are all sharing your ideas and your stories, and I'm really looking forward to being able to try to bring as much Squirrel Clan to you guys as possible. So if you guys just keep that up, then I will definitely make me really excited, because then I can't focus on anything, and then I will obviously be rushing back here to tell the story even faster, instead of, probably doing chores with my husband. All right, but all of that aside, let us go ahead and step back into the immersive roleplay and ask ourselves a question that I'm sure that our elder, Tangle Spring, is actually thinking as she sticks her nose out of the elder's den, because who on earth said that it's now time for leaf fall? Because this looks like leaf fall to me, but then when I come over and I look, I was like, oh no, did I like accidentally miss some seasons or some moons going by in our clan? But no, it is apparently greenleaf, but greenleaf in this particular forest is looking kind of dire, and I actually like the idea that just perhaps I wonder if this might have something to do with a drought in the summer. So I'm going to make a little note in our notes that I have before me. And never fear, my friends, I do plan on hopefully being able to finally sit down with some discrete time tomorrow and make that webpage I've been telling you guys about, just to be able to keep track of all the cats, the different relationships they have, and some of the elements of the story. And I like the idea that even though I'm pretty sure this is just like the normal, like, leaf fall background, we're just gonna put down a drought in the forest, question mark, because one day, not this year, I promised you guys we'd wait at least 1 year to pass, so 12 moons, we are going to be adding in a lot of random generators to add even more twist to these cats' tales. But really quickly, just to remind you guys where we left off last time, I think the most dramatic development that we actually had, potentially, is the extreme jealousy that is coming from Floodpaw, who is feeling sassy today. So Floodpaw, who is the apprentice of our leader, Chestnut Star, and still has very low experience, we're working on that, he actually has become immensely jealous of the young Edipaw, who has now also become an apprentice herself and has kind of taken up a lot of, oops, bounce bush, there we go. But has kind of taken up a lot of Chestnut Star's time and attention, and he does not appreciate that. He actually has a pretty bad relationship with Edipaw. Yeah, dislikes her quite a bit, even though he can kind of respect that she seems to be sticking to the clan rules and laws quite strictly. And Floodpaw being a strict cat himself. Let's see. Oh, he's bold. Okay, who's strict? Wait a second. Hold up. Which one of you silly cats? Is it Prancetail? No, Prancetail is adventurous. That's what I thought. Anyway, one of you. It's not Bloom Coral. He's playful. Floodfern? No. Timefawn? No? Hold up here. I could have sworn that Floodpaw was strict. Did his personality change? That's so interesting. Wow. Okay. Well, let's see. History. Yeah, so I have been writing down some of the history in the cat stories in between episodes now. I really love this so much. This is amazing. And I will be transferring all of this to the webpage so you guys can keep up. But basically, Floodpaw is becoming more and more jealous of the young kit, now apprentice, Edipaw, who was rescued by Chestnut Star a few moons ago from a flooded creek. First, everyone, including Chestnut Star, fussed so much over the kit. And now, even though Chestnut Star is Floodpaw's mentor, Edipaw always seems to be underfoot or visiting Chestnut Star's den. Floodpaw is eager to prove he is one of the strongest warriors the forest has ever seen. At all of 9 moons, being an apprentice with almost no experience, of course. And how can he do that if he can't train properly or has to compete with Chestnut Star's attention from Edipaw? Everyone in Squirrel Clan thinks that Edipaw is so charming, but Floodpaw can't see why everyone keeps making such a fuss over her. It isn't like he's jealous or anything. Yeah, you keep telling yourself that, Floodpaw. And meanwhile, Edipaw, who is picking the burrs from her pelt, I think, oh, she's changed her personality to fierce? She was charming just a little bit ago. What? Is she ready to be a little fighter? What on earth has happened? I didn't know their personalities could change so strongly so quickly. What? Okay, well, basically, she is now like Autumn Fur's apprentice, but I didn't know she was gonna change to being fierce. Anybody else want to just? No, I guess that's what the paws and the kits will end up doing to me, because I could have sworn we had like strict and like charming for Edipaw, but I wonder if Edipaw actually noticed that Floodpaw is acting kind of jealous around her, and she's not going to put up with it. She's not going to take it lying down. She has now, you know, earned a place in the clan. She doesn't need to be a wide-eyed, innocent little kitten searching for a home, because she's already got one. So maybe she's dropping the act and she's just gonna like go ahead and become more aggressive now. I kind of love that. And otherwise, we do have one more cat up to something roleplay related, and that's actually Bloom Coral, who is assigned to the hunting patrol today. I believe we already did patrols too. And Bloom Coral is thinking of romance. So he's actually trying to figure out which one of the cats in the clan he might be able to actually like start liking, you know, especially if it can result in like maybe a family. He's playful, but he's 73 moons, really should start thinking about these things. And he doesn't really like, he really likes Chestnut Star a lot, and I think he kind of actually has eyes for her just a bit. I could definitely see that happening. However, keep in mind that that means that Time Fawn is actually disliking Bloom Coral a little bit more lately, because we are saying that Time Fawn is, you know, Chestnut Star's father, and I don't think he approves of Bloom Coral really like cozying up to his daughter. Like, Chestnut Star deserves to have a really strong mate, and Time Fawn is just not sure if Bloom Coral fills that role. But to be honest, I don't think Time Fawn thinks that, I mean, maybe he thinks Pounce Bush would be good? And actually, what does Chestnut Star think about all these things? Well, let's see, she doesn't seem to like Edipaw as much anymore. Oh no. Maybe Edipaw actually has been a little bit of a scramp. Oh my gosh, I love that idea. What if Edipaw has been getting into trouble with Floodpaw because their jealousy is starting to act up, and Edipaw is not just going to ignore it? Because she had that personality change. Okay, that's actually really fun. But Chestnut Star, she actually platonically likes Bloom Coral a little bit more than Pounce Bush. If it comes to potential romances, she's not really that close to Prancedale. Yeah, she doesn't really have a lot of romantic streaks in her, does she? Well, you know, hope springs eternal. But all right, I think, yeah, we already sent everybody out on patrol, so it is that time again, friends. Oh, we're going to leave the fate of our clan in the hands of the random generator and New Moon! Okay, so Prancetail's claw wound has healed so well you can't even tell it happened. Chestnut Star got heat stroke, and Pounce Bush no longer has a running nose. Chestnut Star, what? That's awful. So I wonder if she got overheated because it's Greenleaf. Wait a second, that goes along with the drought thing, doesn't it? Oh my good word. All right, let me put that down. I actually think, you know, heat stroke and the way that the colors just looked so like washed out and dry. I wonder if there is heat stroke with Chestnut Star. I wonder what I would do if there was like a drought with our cats. We need to get really creative with the random generators again. All right, and I might need to learn like what kind of, oh, that's probably something that I need to do. I need to start learning what kind of conditions the cats can have and how potentially you could edit the save file to add and remove those too. Interesting, interesting. I'm gonna think about that. Well, let's go back to the events. No ceremonies, unfortunately, no births, fortunately, no deaths. We'll look at relationships in just a second. Prancetail's claw wound has healed. Good, so the hot claw wound is gone. Pounce Bush no longer has a running nose. It sounds like our hard-working Flood Fern, the medicine cat, has been keeping everybody healthy. And I do think that there might be a drought. So for those of you who are more experienced, and I appeal to all of you for your guidance, what would you say would be an interesting thing to do if you have like the urge to like add a drought effect? What kind of different things would you personally do to add that little twist to your story and make it harder or easier? I wonder. I mean, eventually we can actually find out news from other clans, right? I wonder if maybe you would want to have a special like challenge where you're going to try before the end of like the next like 2 seasons to contact another or another clan and be able to get access to their water, like contact them and have a friendly experience. That might be kind of fun to see. All right, let's look at relationships. Okay, Edipaw called Floodpaw the wrong name. Small negative effect. I think that the rivalry between Edipaw and Floodpaw is actually turning into a little bit of a whirlpool. So that actually goes really well, doesn't it? Because Flood and Eddie both are related to water. So I could see this turning into quite the like extreme cascade of chaos in camp, especially with the 2 youngest cats present. Prancetail is sharing prey with Edipaw, which is nice. Autumn Fur shares a joke about a neighboring clan with Chestnut Star. Chestnut Star is not backing down in an argument with Floodfern. Ooh, I wonder if Chestnut Star actually very often kind of contradicts Floodfern because she thinks she understands Star Clan better than he does, because she has all of these weird dreams all the time that seem to give her a big sense of confidence, because, you know, she once upon a time was in StarClan herself, and they were very eager to kick her back out for a little while. And I feel like Floodfern would get frustrated because, you know, they don't know that. And so Chestnut Star would just be like, oh, that's not what that means, occasionally, and lash her tail, but not even be able to explain to him why she feels so frustrated about how Floodfern perhaps interpreted some of the StarClan signs. I think that is actually a great little twist we're going to have to go ahead and add in. And Time Fur called Autumn for the wrong name. No, Time Fawn! Time Fawn, come on! You guys are supposed to be working on having babies! Bloom Coral offered to groom a... Oh! Bloom Coral offers to groom a hard-to-reach place for Via Heart, who thanks them earnestly. Okay, Bloom Coral, you know, he's been looking for romance. Maybe we'll send him out with Via Heart today and see what happens. Also very good for Via Heart, who doesn't actually know many of the other cats in camp yet. Floodpaw thinks that the prey Edipaw is biting into on the other side of camp looks delicious. He is totally getting so jealous of her. He can't even handle like watching her eat something yummy because he's like, that should be mine. All right, those two, they might drive the clan apart, or maybe they'll end up becoming best friends. But I really love that they're kind of causing a mass chaos, being the youngest cats and fighting each other nonstop like this. Pouncebush stayed up all night thinking of ways to impress Prancetail. Ooh, hold up there. So Pouncebush and Prancetail, let me actually look at that, because Pouncebush, we actually did have a special event with him last time where Pouncebush is the deputy, and he's actually super afraid of death is what we decided. He's constantly hounding Floodfur and the medicine cat around to try to like figure out what the different herbs do and what you should do if you get different types of injuries, because Pouncebush is he's just scared of death, and he gets really nervous around illnesses and things like that. So that was Pouncebush's twist last time, but I wonder, let's take a little look at Prancetail and see if maybe those could be a potential like pairing. Oh no! And Tanglespring bickered about something trivial with Floodpaw. I bet she sees the misbehavior of the young cats, and she just doesn't have any time for that nonsense. Especially because she's trying to sleep like with nettles in her fur for some reason. And then Floodfern complains about something Bloom Coral did. Okay, so Bloom Coral possibly too playful, possibly kind of messed with the medicine cat's den. I could see that happening. I could see Floodfern being super patient. He has a lot of empathy for the entire clan, but also you shouldn't play like catch and you shouldn't play with all of the medicine stores, because you could get them all mixed up. Via Heart is frustrated that Bloom Coral won't take their duties more seriously. No way. Okay, so that definitely is going to be something we said just happened. We're going to say that actually, yeah, Bloom Coral, in an attempt to try to impress Via Heart, tried to be really playful the way he is, and tried to like maybe roll around or play with all of the pretty colors and the petals of the herbs that Floodfern had set out to dry right outside the medicine cat den. And Bloom Coral thought it was fun watching all of those dried petals and different colors fly up in the air, but it made Floodfern have to redo a lot of his work. It crushed a lot of the important medicine, and I think Via Heart just wasn't impressed. Just wasn't impressed at all. Oof. Ow. All right, so let's see. Yeah, I think the strongest like twist to the roleplay this time would be Floodfern, who's sharpening his claws, probably in frustration. Yeah. So he, and we'll do, let's see, this is E4, I think? Maybe E5, actually? 1 second. Whew! And there we go. Okay, that was a lot of fun. I cannot wait to put this all together for you guys to be able to read all at once. But I have figured out a fun new way that I'm going to be keeping history for all of the different cats in the clans. And that's going to be by, instead of saying episode, I'm going to say the different moons. So in Moon 4, Floodfern has worked hard all Greenleaf to keep the clan from falling to illness. Yet it hasn't been easy. Not only is the clan dangerously low on different herbs used to treat illness, but Floodfern has also been followed around by a nervous Pouncebush, who seems to be recently obsessed with worry over getting sick again, and is constantly interrupting the medicine cat to ask more questions. If that wasn't bad enough, Floodfern, despite being older and having a very strong connection to StarClan himself that he's quite confident in, got snapped at by his leader Chestnut Star about interpreting StarClan signs. She insists that he misunderstood a sign in his dream last night and got quite upset, lashing her tail from side to side hard enough to stir up the dirt. But she only got more upset and stalked off in confusion when she couldn't explain herself. Poor Floodfern, like he just, you know, he has a freaking like Pouncebush the deputy waking him up from like his dreams going, did you see anything from StarClan? Is anyone gonna get sick? Are we gonna like have to deal with illnesses? Are there dogs? So Pouncebush, he's getting kind of a nervous disposition. Don't know if that's great for a deputy, but maybe it could benefit us somehow. Then he's getting kind of snapped at for no reason that either of them can understand by Chestnut Star. And now he has returned. Then, of course, that was not all. As Floodfern returned to his medicine den, he found that Bloomcoral, in an attempt to flirt with Viahart, the lovely new white cat who has joined the clan, got into the petals and herbs that Floodfern was drying and absolutely destroyed them. Sigh, it's been a hard moon for Floodfern. I love this so much. I love that we can add all of this in. I love being able to add those little tweaks. So I did go ahead and go into a couple more characters and I kind of tweaked a few things. I came in, or excuse me, I did visit with some of the other cats and I did see how they're doing. And I've changed, again, like instead of saying episode, I'm just saying the moon. So we have a better sense of the passage of time. And I added in, for Floodpaw, that the rivalry between Floodpaw and Edipaw has gone public as Floodpaw's jealousy finally got to be too much. He and Edipaw are harassing one another in camp and causing a lot of trouble for all the older cats. But she totally started it. So I'm going to go ahead and we're actually going to take this because this seems very fitting. And I forgot to do this, but we're going to pop into Etiquette, who's now Edipaw. Oh, that's so fun. I should actually make a note for her Moon 3 that, there we go, Moon 3. Etiquette became Edipaw and was assigned, and I should say, and Autumn Fur was assigned as her mentor. Autumn Fur is a very responsible and friendly cat. So Edipaw should be in good paws. There we go. And then we'll go ahead and we will now add in, boom, whoops, okay. Moon 4, the rivalry between Floodpaw and Edipaw has gone public. And now we're gonna go ahead and say that, but he totally started it. So basically it's the exact same thing for like her. The rivalry is the same, and Floodpaw's jealousy, they're harassing one another in camp, causing trouble. And now we're just saying that she's saying he started it, so it's not her fault. That's so cute, look at that. Oh, okay, doing just short snippets like that might be really good for me just to keep track of things too. And then finally, I put down for Bloomcoral. No, Bloomcoral! I wrote down so much stuff in here, where'd it go? Oh no. Oh, okay, there we go. Well, Bloomcoral I had put in here, and I guess this is a good moment to test out that whole make it short theory. Bloomcoral attempted to flirt with Viahart by playing in the drying flower petals outside of the medicine cat den, but she ended up snubbing him after learning that he had destroyed valuable medicine, and he was left alone and wondering yet again when he might find love. There we go. Oh, what a pity that I lost everything that I typed before, but there we go. I love this. This is so much fun, and spending time kind of interpreting everything, it seems to really just add so much to basically all of the stories. This is so wonderful. All right, and also Pouncebush and Prancetail were actually kind of like spending a little bit of positive time together. So I wanted to see. Oh, not family. I love that you can see the family. That's going to be so much fun. Pouncebush? He romantically likes Prancetail a little bit. What? Oh my gosh, that would be so fun. Okay, so he does actually romantically like Prancetail. Does Prancetail like him? Pouncebush is hiding down here. Oh my gosh. She barely likes him. So Pouncebush has a huge crush on Prancetail that we just learned about, and she barely likes him. So maybe our shy, death-fearing deputy will invite her out on a patrol or a training session or, you know, hunting today. And Bloom Coral is going to be left now not being able to invite Prancetail out, who I think he tried to take out last time. So maybe he'll invite out... Autumn Fur is already like with a partner. Maybe he'll try going back for Chestnut Star. Like to make up for making a mess, he'll go like on a training mission with her or something. Goodness. And meanwhile, I was gonna check how much do Floodpaw. Yeah, they platonically like and respect and dislike each other all at once, and the jealousy is growing on that. Oh my gosh, and Floodpaw is so jealous of Bloom Coral too, probably because he seems to be just really relaxed all the time. And meanwhile, jealousy, respect, dislike, and comfort with Floodpaw from Edipaw is actually pretty strong too. That is so cute. And apparently Edipaw is now getting in trouble with Tingle Spring for being a little bit of like a troublemaker in camp, and she's not feeling super happy about the elder. That is so adorable. I love how their stories are coming together. All right, let's send everybody out on patrol and let's see what the next moon has to offer. All right, so let's see. I know that Pouncebush, we'll add him in and we'll add in Prancetail. And I think we'll go ahead and we'll send them on maybe the hunting patrol together. Well, let's see. Good hunter and excellent speaker. Maybe they'll do border patrol. And you guys said training really helps to spark a little bit of romantic interest. But I want to see like if this does anything. So let's send them hunting together. Or maybe, you know what? Random patrol type. Why not? Your patrol catches the scent of a fox, but is it red or gray? Tracking it, they find a stocky gray fox feeding on a deer fawn carcass. The gray fox is unlikely to have killed a fawn this size. Whoa, okay, so we may be a good hunter, and we may be adventurous, but we're also responsible. And if the fox didn't kill the fawn, I think that the very, like, responsible sort of adventurous idea of this would be like, we should get out of here. So, because I don't want these two to die. Okay, we're not going to proceed. Your patrol decides not to quarrel with the fox and find prey elsewhere. But we do need to get some experience soon. So speaking of experience, let's go ahead. Oh, Chestnut Star, that's right. Chestnut Star actually, she's sick this time. I forgot about that. She actually has that heat stroke because she's been too sick. So maybe, once again, in an attempt to go ahead and to kind of show off to Chestnut Star, Bloom Coral is going to take Floodpaw out on a training session. Go for it. Bloom Coral suggests that this might be a good chance to practice new fighting techniques with Floodpaw. Both cats have a nice practice session with Floodpaw soaking up all Bloom Coral's best tips and tricks. Maybe Floodpaw is learning to listen to others because he just wants to be able to learn how to be a good fighter to begin with. That's amazing. Did that affect their relationship a little bit, Floodpaw? What do you think? What do you think? I'm still getting used to like understanding, maybe a little bit platonic like. I'm still getting used to like understanding how things might change relationships. And Bloom Coral thought that was awesome. And he really likes Floodpaw. That's so funny. Apologies why I'm jumping back and forth, like learning about how the relationship features work. I mean, learning about the deep story of our cats, of course. All right. Meanwhile, let's go ahead. We'll have Autumn Fur and maybe her apprentice and Time Fawn. I'll go out maybe on a little hunting patrol. I think maybe, or you guys said training can spark romantic interest, but let's go here. Oh, they found the fox again. So it's the same fox. Oh man. Okay. You know what? We're going to be a little bit risky for the sake of story. Because right here, friends, Great speaker and great teacher would be our two responsible older cats, Autumnfur and Timefawn, right? They're careful and thoughtful. They are not going to rush that fox. They're just not going to do it. But we do have a troublemaker amongst our midst who has lost her kit-like charm and is currently fierce and wanting to fight. And I think Edipaw would rush him. The cats are only just smaller and outnumber the fox, if only by a little, and it's a prize they're willing to fight for. With a prayer to Star Clan, they throw themselves into battle, and the fox, already half full of venison and unwilling to lose blood over it, is driven off the kill. Edipaw, oh my gosh. I think that Floodpaw is gonna just die from jealousy. That's gonna be like almost too much. And meanwhile, you know what? Viaheart's gonna go out and Viaheart's gonna go with Floodfern to gather some new medical herbs because, you know, Bloom Coral destroyed all of them. And that was just unacceptable. As the Medicine Cat's patrol pads out to StarClan territory, Viaheart tells Floodfern about the dream they had last night and what StarClan could mean and what the StarClan vision could mean for Squirrel Clan. They have an in-depth conversation about Viaheart's vision as they walk. By the time they head back to camp, they should have a good idea of what to do with the information. Aww, and Lungwort was gathered during the patrol. I wonder if that means that those two might actually have gotten a little closer. Bloom Coral, out of the way. Okay, yeah, Viaheart is helping to gather herbs. That's ironically exactly what we ended up doing, so that's really cute. And we're working on a little bit of respect and trust with Floodfern, slowly learning more of the cats of the clan. I wonder if we send her around on a big patrol, if Viaheart would suddenly be known by like a bunch of the clanmates. What? Floodfern! Platonic love with Tanglespring? Oh my gosh. Tanglespring and Floodfern are fallen in love? What? Oh my gosh. Platonic like? Oh, okay, hold up. So you can actually change it to like platonic love? Whoa, that's so cool. So then you know they like really like each other, almost like they love each other. Okay, that's really awesome. I had no idea that worked like that, and it kind of makes Autumnfur and Timespawn relationship a little bit more awkward. But there you have it. All right, so this is so fun. This is so fun. Let's go ahead and we're going to see what the new moon has for us, and then next time we will carry on more with their story and watch it unfold. So, Chestnut Star has recovered from heat stroke. Excellent. No births. Dang it. We'll look at relationships in a second. Recovered and relationships. Edipaw is telling Timefawn in great detail how they would protect them from danger. Edipaw, that's adorable, I suppose. Prancetail sees that Bloom Coral's piece of prey looks tastier and asks if they'd like to swap. They happily agree, saying that they like this one better. What if Prancetail gets stolen away from Pouncebush, the deputy who has a huge crush on her, by Bloom Coral? Oh, that could be quite interesting. And then Autumnfur complains about something Tanglespring did. Chestnut Star is talking with Pouncebush, okay, her deputy. Timefawn approaches Bloom Coral, telling them that they had a feather stuck to their face. Bloom Coral is thinking about how much Floodpaw reminds them of their own apprentice days. That is so cute. Maybe that is why he's so patient and he really likes Floodpaw, even though Floodpaw is like, you're ridiculous and too silly, and doesn't like Bloom Coral. But Bloom Coral is all like, that Floodpaw. You know, I remember being an apprentice way back in the day. I love Bloom Coral so much. Floodpaw bristles after being scolded by Bloom Coral. I think that Floodpaw's gonna take that as an insult, being told that Bloom Coral's like, you're just like me when I was an apprentice. Yeah, I think Floodpaw is gonna be like, no, you suck. Except not out loud, obviously. Pouncebush is frustrated that Bloom Coral won't take their duties more seriously. Bloom Coral! I really love how he's living up to this playful aspect, too. Tanglespring quickly apologizes after bumping into Prancetail. They have a small laugh about it. Floodfern bickered about something trivial with Chestnut Star. Once again, we are driving that wedge apart between our Medicine Cat and our leader. And Viaheart asked to bask in the sun with Autumnfur. Excellent. Guys, this is so fun! All right, so we're going to carry on with their story, and now that I'm getting more and more comfortable and more used to this, we will be telling their stories a lot faster, which I'm pretty excited about because I'm hoping with your guys' support that means we'll be able to have daily adventures. And I have not yet forgotten, don't worry, about the fact that we do still have kids to check out. Haven't forgotten about that. Pretty excited. Not gonna lie. Gonna give it a few more days just to make sure that people have a chance to catch up, because I know a lot of our patrons are still catching up on the new videos as well. And we're going to start building some of those fantastic adventures for Squirrel Clan and potentially another clan much sooner than later, because you guys have told me really cool things can happen in the other clan areas as well. And I'll see you guys next time. Stay curious, everyone. Bye-bye.